Hello everybody, I'm JacobGames and welcome to a different video today, and I'm sorry I've not uploaded for a while. I've just sort of been unable to record commentary. But this is from Budget Touring Cars at Silverstone from I think 2 weeks ago at the time of recording now, and probably the time of upload. And yeah, it was a really great day. And this is just sort of a lot of videos that I've recorded from over the day that I was there. So this is the formation lap, the warm-up lap, all the cars going out. See all the different types of cars. If you're not familiar with the British Touring Car Championship, it's just a championship that we have in the UK, and here's the race start. The second place car, the MG there, Ash Sutton was on pole, but he lost the lead in turn 1. As you can see there, I think it was one Scott, and the Subaru has spun at turn 1, and he lost a lot of time. I think he must have stalled it to be there, sat there for a long time. So we see his arms moving around. I've actually noticed that before, but yeah. So this is a couple of laps later. The sounds are great. They're inline fours. I can't speak today for some reason, and the Subarus are flat fours. They're great sounds. Well, very similar to rally car sounds. So here, top two there. They pull away. Tom Ingram and Ash Sutton. They really do pull away from the rest of the field in the opening few laps. But when I will talk you through these races so you understand, but maybe occasionally I'll just stop commentating and let you enjoy the sound. It's really great how they lean through cops here. So they're running on the national circuit, meaning the old start-finish straight, the old Grand Prix start-finish straight that they got rid of after the 2010 race as the start-finish straight, and then start using the one where Abbey's turn 1. They use that as the start-finish straight, and then they go up to Maggots and then round down the Wellington straight towards Brooklands and Luffield, and then through Woodcote back to the start-finish straight. But we're going through the whole grid here. See that the green Ford there, Stuart Lines, has some damage. Now, and here's the overtake for the lead. Ash Sutton down the inside of Tom Ingram for the lead in his MG, Toyota. But I'm going to stop talking, let you enjoy the race for now. So as we see here, 2 MGs, 1-2, but they actually got disqualified. They had something wrong with their rear wing, meaning they lost their victory, and that basically penalises them for the next 2 races, because they start at the back for race 2, meaning they won't be able to get into a reverse grid position, or highly unlikely to for race 3, meaning they've completely lost all chances of good results. Yeah, actually a couple of cars got lapped. It's a 22 lap race, and some cars got lapped. That really shows the difference between the caliber of drivers in this championship. But we'll move to the next race because there's multiple races throughout the weekend. So we're going to go to the next one over this sort of So there is, as you see in the length of the video, there is stuff after this. I think it's the Clio Cup. Yes, it is. Here's the start of the Clio Cup, and I'll just let you watch this. So here's the start of race 2 in the British Touring Car Championship at Silverstone, yeah, Tom Ingram on pole. Obviously the MGs are last, so you see him go into turn 1. Sorry for the bad focus, but that's what happens when you have a alright camera. I would say it's got good zoom and that, but it's just a normal camera basically, and autofocus, I don't really know how to work the focus, so I put it on autofocus, so you will get lots of blur, especially in race 3, because I stood right next to a fence. Obviously, I'm there to enjoy myself, not to record videos. Well, and so I just sort of did both here. And you know, sometimes I have to sacrifice one or the other. Right, race 1 and 2, it's good seats. But race 3, actually race 1 is standing up, so it's not good seats. But yeah. The sounds of these cars, especially going into cups, as you hear, you might have heard over me, I don't know, but you can really hear the turbo sound, the turbo sort of flutter thing when you lift off the throttle. It sort of, I'm not going to do it because I'll just embarrass myself, but yeah, you sort of hear that, and it's so cool, especially going into cops. A lot of track extending it down at cops, so you see a massive sort of everybody fighting over one place. This is classic British touring car action. Everybody's going wide. I think someone's gone wide, very wide there. And here's Robert Austin, who's got a puncher. Yeah, so it was a lot hotter than expected. It was a lot hotter than it was expected to be, I think. And also, so they have to use the soft compound at some races, and they just pick it, and they happened to use the soft compound in this race, and they got a puncture because it's softer, it wears more, and it's more likely to be damaged because there's a lot of bumping. There is a lot of bumping in the British Touring Car Championship. If you've never seen it before, and you live in the UK, I'd really go watch it, because it's so good. Like, highlights on YouTube, 8 minutes. You know, why wouldn't you? It's really good. You know, the program with live is about 6 hours because there's that many races. As we see a car off, I think it's one of the Eurotech Hondas, something like, yeah, off the top of my head, that's what I think. I don't know, my camera's terrible. My camera skills are terrible. That's why I said it's got really good zoom. It's got a 20 times normal zoom, and then a 2 times of that, so 40 times zoom, 2 times of that digital zoom. So I get 40 times zoom, and I'd say I don't have the. I'm gonna say I don't have the steadiest of hands. Let's put it that way. But we had a safety car because I think there was another puncher. I think that was one of the Eurotech Hondas. I don't think that's off the track. But we've got a safety car, really nice. I think it's the new Porsche Panamera, which is actually nice, unlike the old one, which just looks like a really, really bad Porsche 911 that was just like large, just ate too many pies. I've been talking over all this race, but I shouldn't have really done that. So I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of the race. Don't know much more to talk about really. So here's the end of the race. Andrew Jordan won from Adam Morgan, and then I can't remember. I think it was Tom Ingram who got third. Yeah, Tom Ingram got third. Sorry about the sort of when I go past something with the camera, like the pole there, someone's head was in the way. Classic grandstand seating, but yeah. Subarus did pretty well. I think most of them actually started quite low down, so they've managed to fight their way back up. They're definitely one of the most competitive cars in the grid. They've got 4 of them, and they're quite quick. Yeah. So here's the Formula 4 race, which was afterwards. And yeah, this is like the replacement to Formula Ford. Most of you will have it in your respective countries. I have that squeaking, that sort of tyre squeal. I don't know whether you can hear that. That's the medical car. I thought that was someone spinning. That was the medical car having to go the corner as fast, having to go cops as fast as it can to keep up with these, because they've got so much more downforce than the touring cars, because it's the same medical car. So much more downforce than the touring cars. They're doing pretty similar lap times as well. So these guys, they're more likely to go up into Formula 3, but they support the touring car race. They're not really going to go up into the touring cars, whereas some people in the Clio Cup will. They also did the Jetta Juniors and the Jetta GT4 Super Cup. So the Jetta GT4 Super Cup, they then go up probably into the British GT and the GT4 class, and then up into the GT3 class, and then probably into Blancpain Endurance Series and that sort of stuff, which I also went to see at Silverstone back in May. And then maybe up in the World Endurance Championship, which I also went to see at Silverstone back in April, and will again next year, I think. I really do enjoy watching the WC, and this definitely probably the best event I've been to see at Silverstone. British touring cars. You get so much action. You get to go into different grandstands because there's breaks in between the races. Obviously, I couldn't move from this race because the safety car sort of put everything back, so they had to basically quick fire all the races, so you can get back on schedule. So it ends. So that was just some of the racing. A lot of track extending down at Cops. Yeah. There wasn't any overtakes down at Cops. It's a really difficult place to overtake, especially with such high downforce cars. Even in touring cars, it's quite difficult as well. So you don't really get overtakes, but you get some good racing. You really get to see the cars. It's the fastest heavy corner on the national circuit. You know, the national circuit. You don't really have many of the fast corners like Magnus Beckett's. But this is, like I was saying earlier, this is where I stood for race 3. There's a fence right in front of me, but it's a great spot, especially for sound. And you can also turn around and there's a screen, so you actually know what's going on. It was a really nice spot for race 3. There was actually a threat of rain. There was the occasional spot, but nothing major. So this is the formation lap. Warming up their tyres, etc. So yeah, there'll be some bad footage from here, but if you can just sort of look past the fence and pretend it's in focus, then that's cool. You do get some really cool shots because the cars actually went up on 3 wheels. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll be able to see I posted a couple of terrible pictures of it. But you can actually, the cars actually go, especially most of the front wheel drive hatchback cars, go up onto 3 wheels. And I think it's the ones with ballast. I think it's because they've got ballast, they sort of go up onto 3 wheels through the corner. It's so cool. And actually, one of the cars at the back, it's that one there that was past, the Simpson car, Matt Simpson. He actually had a fire in his wheel arch at the front. So yeah, which is quite interesting actually. Yeah, so the car was cut through. It's a great corner, but obviously not very good for filming because the fence, the autofocus. I don't even know how to turn off focus on this camera. I might try it while recording the voice, the commentary for this. But I'll just sort of let you listen, really. And you can't see it, but I have been trying to look at it, trying to film it, the fire in his wheel arch. I'm putting the SD card back in my calendar now, so I can try and work out how I manually focus. This might handy. I'll probably do a video from WEC next year. When I went to WEC in Blancpain, I sort of focused on photography, not filming, so I tried to take some good angles. You see here, I'm trying to focus, trying to get through the middle, and it just managed to focus as the cars go by. But there's been nothing of the problem with the Honda, the Matt Simpson Honda. But that's all for this video. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe. Yeah, goodbye. I should be able to get a F1 video up today, maybe, as well. They've been waiting. I've actually not recorded one for a long time, but yeah, I should be able to get one up from split mode. Goodbye.